Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Victor, and in this video I'm gonna build a WordPress plugin which is going to generate a custom post type, and it's gonna have custom fields assigned to this custom post type. So here's a quick demo. I don't have any, it's not styled, but like if I will go to my plugins right now on the dashboard, I have here a plugin which is events plugin. This is the plugin I'm gonna build in this video. So this plugin generates this events post type. So if I click here, I see here two events. So if I click edit on board meeting, for example, there's the title, like regular Gutenberg editor here. But if I click on event here tab, and if I scroll down all the way down, I'm gonna see an event date meta box, and this has a custom field here, so I can pick a date. So for example, this is gonna be the event that is in April, on April 19th. So if I go on the home page, I have a short code here. So if I refresh it, I'm gonna see these two events, right? So I can click on them. This is a custom template for these events, also generated by my plugin. I don't have any styling though, but this is gonna adjust depending on the theme's CSS styles. So another cool feature is here that it's being sorted by the event date. So the next event is, it's like the next one is gonna be on March 31st, and then April 19th. And if, for example, one of these events pass, for example, let's say today is March 20th. So if I will update this board meeting, and I will say that this event was on the March 17th. If I click update and I will refresh this page, they will sort, but if I refresh one more time, the event is gonna disappear. And if I will go to my events now, I won't see it here. It's going to be in the trash section. So this plugin is gonna trash the events automatically, depending on, it's gonna compare all the time, the dates, the plugin date and today's date. And if this it's an old event, it's gonna just trash it. Alright, so that's the functionality. There's gonna be a link in the description from where you can grab the source code. In case you want to follow along with me, I'm gonna write everything from scratch here. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so my home page is empty. This is my home page, so I'm just gonna close this tab. Here's my plugin section. I don't have any plugins. What I did is so this is my main folder in WP content, and then plugins. I created a folder which is WP-events, and I opened this folder in my VS Code in the following way. So here I'm gonna start with the first file, which is going to be the main file of this plugin, and I'm gonna call it events.php. And here I'm gonna paste a PHP comment. This comment is necessary for WordPress to know which, the plugin's information, like for example, plugin name, description, plugin URI, author, version. And then here below I put this is a predefined variable which detects if this file is being accessed directly. So I don't want to allow anybody to access this file directly except, that just WordPress. So below here I'm gonna start to, so for example, if I save this file now and I'm going back to the dashboard, refresh the page, I'm gonna see this plugin here. So I click activate. I'm gonna activate the plugin. Nothing's gonna happen yet because I don't have any functionality in it, but I'm gonna make changes and save them along the way. So whenever I'll save them, I'll be able to see them live here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with creating a custom post type. So I'm gonna paste this comment here, create custom post type, and I'm gonna have a function here, and I will call it event post type. So I'm gonna have VM, that's from Vicode Media. I need a unique prefix just to make sure I don't have any other plugins using the same function name, so I'm gonna have errors and stuff. So this is gonna be _event post type. I'm not gonna have any parameters, so I'm gonna open this function like this, and then here I'm gonna add an action which is going to fire this function on init hook. Like this. And now I'm gonna use the register post type. This is a WordPress function. Register post, post type. And the first parameter is the actual post type, so it's gonna be event in my case. And the second parameter is are the labels and other parameters for this post type. So here I'm gonna have an array, and I'm gonna open it like this, and here I'm gonna have labels, and the labels is gonna be another array, and here I will start with the name. So I'm gonna have the name underscore underscore, first parameter events, second parameter is going to be Vycode media. This Vycode media word is like a domain for whenever you decide to translate your website in different languages, you can use this domain. It's kind of like a unique domain for translation. So I'm not gonna translate it in this case, but I'm gonna use it in this way just to follow the standard WordPress standard. Okay, so the next one is the singular name. The singular name, and this is going to be event Vycode media, and the next one, so you know what guys, I'm just gonna, you can pause the video, but I'm just gonna paste them all for the sake of time, and I will just go over all of them. So here we go. There's the singular name, event, and then add new. Whenever you click on the add new button, this is the text that's gonna show up on the add new button. Add new item is gonna say add new event. Edit item, edit event. New item, new event. You know, view item, view event. View items, view events. Search items, search events. Not found, no events found. Not found in trash, no events found in trash, for example. Yeah, I'll show you where all this stuff is going to be displayed. All items, all events, archives, event archives, insert into item, insert into events, uploaded to this item, uploaded to this event. So whenever you upload files to these events, to this custom post type, filter items list, filter events list. That's whenever you have a list in the dashboard, on the dashboard, and then you can sort them or filter them. Items list navigation, events list navigation, items list, events list, item published, event published. That's whenever you click on the publish button, you know, you write your event and then click on the publish button, and there's a small pop-up which is saying on the left side that event published. Or item published privately, event published privately, whenever you change the status to private from publish. Item reverted to draft, event reverted to draft, whenever you save it as draft. Item scheduled, event scheduled, item updated, event updated. Okay, and then below here, I'm gonna have a few more parameters. And they look like this. Has archive, because we want it to be archived as well, and then public true, which is going to allow us to publish them. Publicly queryable true, show UI true, show in menu, that's true. Whenever you want to add this, you can add this stuff on menus. Show in REST, which means in REST API, this is true. And then supports here is also very important. What we have here, it's going to support the title, it's going to have an editor, thumbnail, revisions, custom fields. This is very important to include it, because if you won't include this, we won't be able to add the custom fields, and revisions. And then can you export? This is also true. Okay, so this is the basic. I'm gonna save it, and I will go back here, and I will, if I refresh this page on the dashboard, I'm gonna see events here right below comments. So if I click here, I'm gonna have these events from the demo. So what I'm gonna do, I will just trash them all. Just go to trash, empty trash. Okay, so here you see no events found, add new. If I click add new, this is saying add title. It has a title, it has content. Here on the left side it has revisions, but we didn't save anything. It has a featured image, you know, that's the thumbnail, and everything we added here, revision, custom fields. But so for example here I can add this post type, but I don't have the custom the custom field for this post type, which is the event date. So that's what I want to add next. Now next here I'm going to create another function. So I'm gonna leave a comment and I will say add event date field to events post type. So I'm gonna have a function, it's gonna say add post meta boxes. Here we can add also VM from Vicode Media, and in this function I'm gonna use the add meta box WordPress function. It's a hook, or how you can call it however you want. And then here I'm gonna have ID container for this meta box. So I'm gonna say post underscore metadata underscore events underscore post comma, and I'm gonna put here div ID containing rendered fields. I'm gonna have to create this, and then here I'm gonna have event date. That's gonna be the title section heading displayed as text, and then here below I'm gonna have the callback function. So this is gonna be post meta box events post, and the comment is gonna be callback function to render fields, like this. And then the next here is the custom post type I want to assign this custom box to. So in my case I just created event, so I'm gonna copy it just to make sure I don't misspell it, and I will paste it here. And this is gonna be name of post type on which to render fields. Let's do like this. And then below here is going to be the place where I want to place this event meta box. So this is gonna be on the sidebar, and here I'm gonna say location on the screen. And then below here is gonna be the priority, so I'll just put low because it's gonna be the last meta box. So placement priority. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to add action, so I'll add this in admin underscore init hook, and the function is going to be this one. Okay, so if I save it and go back, I should probably be able to see it here on the right side below the featured image. Yeah, refresh. Yeah, so I see it here, call user accepts parameter. This is because I have callbacks here and I didn't create these functions yet. So I'm gonna do that in a second. Now here I want to, first of all, I want to create another function which is going to save the data whenever I will click on the publish button or update button. You know, I want to store this data in the database. So I'm gonna leave a comment here, save field value, and I'm gonna have a function, and it's gonna say VM underscore save post meta boxes, and I won't get any parameters for this function, but I'm gonna have a global variable which is post, so I'm gonna grab the data, and I'm gonna have an if statement which is gonna check if the find doing autosave and just doing autosave like this, I'll just return nothing. And then here I'm gonna have the so basically here I don't want it to autosave, because sometimes whenever you're start typing in stuff here, it's saving it makes it as an autosave, so whenever you go back you have it like draft. Oh, it's not working now because I didn't save it yet. But for example, if I trash it, delete permanently, go back, so if I save this now here, click add, and if I add some stuff in here, and here is also important because this stuff from here is also I'm writing these functions mostly for this stuff, for things from here. But for example, now if I leave this page and go back here, I don't see that draft, you know, it's not auto saving, so that's why I had to add this line here. Okay, now here after this line, I'm going to have a update post meta, and here I'm gonna grab the post ID from the global post. I grab the post ID, and then I grab the data from the event date. This is the field name, and then I'm gonna use the sanitize underscore text underscore field, and here I'm gonna grab the post the data from the event date field from the post method. Okay, and it's gonna be like this. I will save it like this here. Now this function I'm gonna call this, let's see, this function needs to match this function from here. This is the callback function to render fields. No, actually no, it's not that one. Sorry about that, guys. This is staying like this. This is just saving. So this is just gonna save the data, and we're gonna call this using an add action, and this add action is gonna be fired. This function is gonna be fired whenever the save post hook is gonna be called. So I'm gonna do add action save post, and here I'm gonna have this function here like this. So even though if I save it now, I won't be able to use it because it's not, I still have this error here. In order for me to fix this error, I have to create this function which is the callback function to render fields. So this function is also going to have the HTML for my field, because I don't have any HTML to add it to this field yet. So basically this should be the last step, but I just posted it here just to have it, you know, in advance. So I'm gonna have function like this, callback. I can actually do this. Where's that? Just copy this comment so you know that this is the function from here. And here I'm going to have a global variable, and I'll grab the post data globally, and I'm going to have a custom variable, and I will assign the data from the field. So I'll have get post custom, and here I'm gonna put post ID. So I'm grabbing the custom data, the data from the custom field from the database. Right, and then here I'm gonna have another variable, and this variable is going to be the field data, and here I'm gonna get the data from custom, and the field is event date. Alright, and 0. And then after this one I'm just gonna output. I need this stuff whenever I update the state, whenever I update the event, because I'm grabbing first of all I'm grabbing the data. If there's any data in the database, I'm grabbing it and assign it to the custom variable, and then from here I just grab the data from the event date, which is our field. And now here I'm gonna have an echo. Here's where the input goes. So I'm gonna have input type, and the type is date, and then the name. So the name is this name from here. Now it's gonna make sense what I'm doing here. I hope so. And then the value, the value, and the value is this one, is the field data. So I'm gonna concatenate it like this. And then there's a placeholder, and the placeholder is gonna say event date, like this. And I will close it and semicolons. Close it, semicolons. So if I save it now, everything should work fine here, unless I misspelled something. Okay, so we see the event date. This is the type date, input type data field. There's this data picker here, calendar. So how this works? All right, first of all, I'm adding this fire this function. No, first of all, we generate the custom post type, and then we fire this function in the admin init, and this function adds a meta box, and the meta box with the following parameters. And then here is the actual meta box, because we have this callback function to render fields. So this is the function that outputs the field. All right. So now, for example, if I will insert a title, let's say test 1, and here I'm gonna just add some dumb stuff. I will click on the event, and I will choose the March 31st. If I click publish and publish, this is gonna publish. I see here event published. Alright, so if I refresh, so if I go back to my events, I'm gonna see it here. Okay, now if I click on test 1, here I have the date, everything stays here. That's why I put this stuff from here. I grab the data from the post type, post ID, assign it to custom, and then from here I grab the event date data and assign it to field data, and I have it as a value in my field, because if I wouldn't have that, I wouldn't be able to see the event date here whenever I will try to edit. And and then this function is we fire this function whenever we click on the publish or update button from here. So this is storing the data. First of all, it doesn't allow auto-saving to auto-save the post, and then it just update post meta, the field, our field, stores it in a database, and it assigns it to our post ID. Okay, so everything is fine till now. Now the next step is to display to generate a shortcode and to display our events. So generate shortcode, and here we will have a function. It's gonna be vm_events, and we're not gonna get any parameters, but here I'm gonna add shortcode. First parameter is gonna be the actual shortcode, so I'm gonna name it events list, and the second parameter is the function name from here. So paste it here. And here I'm gonna start with a global. I'm gonna grab the global data from the global post variable, like this. And then here I'm gonna have a few arguments. So I'm gonna have a few arguments and a query. So here's what arguments I'm gonna have. First of all, I'm gonna have args variable, and I'm assigning an array of arguments. Post type, I want to grab just the event post type. I want to grab the posts that are published, posts per page. So I'm gonna grab just the first, the latest 50 posts. You can play around. I'm not gonna have pagination in this case, so this stuff for me is hard coded. You can just expand this code if you know, to just for your needs. You can do whatever you want. And then order by meta value, and the meta value key is the event date, which is the data from my field. This is the way it's been stored in the database as well. And then ord AST, okay. And then here I'm gonna assign a new WordPress query with these arguments, and I will assign all the data to the query variable. And then below here I'm just gonna have to output all this data in the following way. I'm gonna have a variable which is content, and first thing I'm gonna assign a list like this, and this is going to, I'm gonna have to close it too, so I'm gonna put a dot here, and I will close this UL tag. Now in between these two tags I'm gonna have items, list items. So first of all I have to check if there are any posts in the database. So I'll have if query have posts, okay. And here I'm gonna have else, and here I'm gonna have and if, like this. Okay, so if I have posts, then here I'm gonna get a while. Using a while, I'm gonna grab all the posts one by one. So I'm gonna have query have posts. So as long as I have posts, I'm gonna grab the post. So I'm gonna have here query the post. Okay, the post, and here I'm gonna have, and I will assign all the content to the content variable. So I'm gonna have content dot equal, which means I assign to the current value. I assign to li, and here I'm gonna have a it's gonna be a link. I'll just do like this, and I'll break it down here. So I'm gonna have li, okay, like this, like this, like this, and that's it. I'm just gonna do like this. Okay, so what I did here, I have an li, open li, close li. I have a link, so a href, and I assign the get the permalink here. I grab the events permalink, and then I grab the title. So the link's text is the title, is the post title, and then I have a hyphen, and here I grab date format. This is the event date, so that's how I filter it in this case. Date format, and then date create, and then get post meta. So I get the post meta using the post ID, current post ID, and I grab the event date, and this is true as the third parameter, and this is the date format. I'm just grabbing the day and the month without the year and without time. Okay, so after this I'm gonna have and while, this is else in here. That's in case I don't have posts, so I don't have any events. So I'm gonna have we'll say here, sorry, nothing to display. Sorry, nothing to display. And the domain is gonna be Vicode Media, like this. And then below here I'm gonna Actually, I already closed it, close the URL, and I will return the content. Return the content, and okay, return this content, and I will click save. Click save, and now I will try to use this event shortcode. So if I'm going back to my pages and the front page, I'll click edit, and I will paste here the shortcode. I will paste the shortcode, click update. So if I refresh here, I'm gonna see the first event, which is test 1. So here, bear with me guys, this is a link here. Whenever I click on this link, it works. This page works in my case. In your case, it may not work. So what you want to try is the following. Just go to your settings and then click on the permalinks, and don't change anything here. All you need to do is just save changes, because this is gonna update your htdocs on your server. So you click save, and now this link should be working, because this is sometimes, I would say most of the time, I develop plugins using the custom post types. I get this issue, I get this problem, but now in the next step I'm gonna create a separate template for this post types, because right now it's using the theme's default single.php file. So but before I do that, I want to make this post to expire, so I'm gonna add a new event here. This is gonna be, let's say, business after hours. Business after hours, and this is going to be happening March 18th. Okay, so I click publish. On the home page I'm gonna have it here. So I want to make it so if this is an old event, I want to trash it. So in order for me to do that, I should go here right below the while. So where I have my while here, and I have the post. Now here I'm gonna add a few. So let's say here, trash event if old. So here I'm gonna grab the data from the database for this the post, this custom post event date. So I'm gonna have exp date, which means the expiration date, and I will assign get post meta. And here I'm gonna have get the ID, and here I'm gonna get event event date, and then true. All right. So now here set the current. I'm gonna set current time zone. And to set the current time zone, I'm gonna use this function. I want to assign the New York time zone, so they default time zone set. And then here I'm gonna grab the today's date. So I'm gonna have today, and I will assign a new object, which is date time. And then here I'm gonna have an if statement. So I'm gonna check these dates, this one from the database, from the post event date with the today's date. Okay, so I have this in place here, and if expiration date, if the expiration date is not greater than the today's date, and I'm gonna use a format here, and the format is going to be so let's do like this. It's gonna be year, month, day, and hour, minute, hour, minute, seconds, like this. So if this condition is true, then we update post. So here I'm gonna get the current post, and I will grab get post, and I'm gonna have here get the ID, and here array underscore a, because I want to grab the data and just make it an array and assign it to the current post. And then here current post, and I'll grab this post status, and I will update it to be trash, to make it trash. And then after that I'll have the WP update underscore post, and here I'm gonna put the current post. Okay, so if I save it, and I didn't misspell anything here, but I probably misspelled something here, I'm not sure. It's guys, it's 7 in the morning, and I didn't sleep all night, so excuse my misspellings if I'm doing some errors or mistakes here. Okay, so I saved it. I'm gonna go back here. If I refresh the page, okay, so it works. The post disappeared. You know, first time, whenever you run the first time, it doesn't disappear, just because it has to run the posts first, and then it grabs the data, and it has the data. Whenever you refresh the second time, that's when it updates it. So if I go back now to my events, I have just the test one, because the morning schmooze or the business after hours is in trash, because it's an old event already. So this works perfectly fine. Now what I want to do is I want to create a custom template for this post, for this post type. So I will open my VS Code, and I will create a new file here, and this new file is going to be named single hyphen event.php. And then in this file I'll just have a few lines of code, so I'll just paste them here for the sake of time. But you can just pause the video and copy all this stuff. I'm just gonna go over it. So I'm grabbing the WordPress header, and then here I check if I have posts, then I will grab one by one, and I will output the post, you know, using while here. And then here I'm gonna have an h2 class post title. I shouldn't have this, but I just leave it like this just for you to see that you can use it for your title, the h2 tag. And then here's the content, that's the event content, and then end while. And there's an else in case I don't have posts here. I'll output sorry, nothing to display. And I have this HTML5 blank, but you can put Vicode Media, or the domain you used in this plugin, you know, this whole lines. And then if, and then get the footer. That's the template, the theme footer. So if I save this template, now I go back, I have to set it, so I have to tell WordPress that I have a custom template for this events custom post type. So in order for me to do that, I have to create another function. So here I'm gonna say assign custom template to event post type. And here I'm gonna have a function, and this function is gonna be load event template, and I'm gonna grab the template. So here I'm gonna have a global variable, and I'll grab the post space. Okay, grab the post. I'm gonna have an if statement, so I check if event equals post type. So if the current post if the current post type is event, and I have a function which is locate underscore template array here, single event.php. So if it finds this file, okay, and it's different than template, I'm going to return the template location, the single event.php location. So I think this is checking the theme directory, because like in your theme directory, Let's go to WordPress content, themes. This is the theme I'm using here. There's a single.php file. So if you don't want to use a custom template in your plugin, you can just create another file here, which is going to be single and then hyphen, and then here this is a must. You have to use this structure, single hyphen. It's a must. And then your post type goes here, the next word. So in my case it's event, so it would be like this, event. So if you have any other post type, but in my case I will use the single event I have in my plugin folder. So basically this checks if it didn't find this template in the themes directory, locate template, locate template checks this. If it didn't find it in my theme directory, then here it's gonna return the template I have in my plugin directory. So I'm gonna have plugin underscore dir underscore path. So I have file here, and I will have concatenation, and I'll say single hyphen event dot php, like this. And then below here I'll just return the template, because this template is also a global, like a global variable. And then below here I have to add the filter. So add filter, and the filter is going to be single template. And here I have the function name, which is load event template. I'll paste it right here. Okay, single template. So I will save it, and this should look a little different than it is now. So if I refresh it, it disappeared, those lines disappear, and I have all this stuff here. So it loads. So again, if it doesn't load your template, just make sure you go under your settings, permalinks, and just hit on save changes. Don't have to update here anything. Just hit save changes, and this is gonna override your HT access file on your server. Alright, so that's it guys for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.